Enhancing undergraduate business cases, achieving added value via alumni and faculty collaboration. Participants will be able to understand steps to maximize success when leveraging alumni for curricular learning, identify and implement effective strategies for integrating alumni in courses and programs. John Dewey stated, quote, "The purpose of education is to develop the individual's capacity for critical thinking and problem solving." Dewey inspired several learning models, such as problem-based learning and case-based teaching. Case studies encourage students to evaluate real-world business challenges, work in teams collaboratively on solutions, and to apply course content to those real-world business challenges. Case studies enhance students' critical thinking, decision-making, and real-world readiness. Enhancing motivation with case studies. Finney and Pike found, quote, "a positive correlation between student perceptions of case relevance and student motivation," end quote, when utilizing an alum with a local company for a case study. The same results may be achieved by co-creating case studies with alumni. It's common for alumni and faculty to work together and for faculty to bring alumni into the classroom as guest speakers. Rarely do alumni and faculty co-create and co-deliver case studies. Three main phases in the implementation for classroom learning include accessing alumni, framework for developing cases, and implementation and debriefing. Phase 1, accessing alumni. The faculty member can collaborate with the development officer to access a list of alumni, and they can sort the alumni by criteria such as location and job title and company. The faculty member can also ask the advancement officer or development officer to let them know about any alumni who are currently seeking involvement in the particular area that the faculty member teaches in. Another way to access alumni is LinkedIn advanced searches. The faculty member can go to a LinkedIn page and can, for the university, click on that and then click on alumni, and it'll show a list of alumni that a faculty member can do advanced searches within, or the faculty member can also click on their own LinkedIn page and search through their own people as well. They can also ask the college or department advisory boards for any interests that they have in the classroom. Alumni events, both local and statewide, are great sources as well. Our university has a Bobcat Connect, and Bobcat Network is a platform to connect students to alumni. And then campus job fairs are great ways to connect with former students and make new connections. And then finally, a campus or college career center where the directors have a great resource with companies as well. Here's an example email to a development director. The faculty can start off by introducing themselves and what they teach. They can request a meeting and then share what they would like to talk about in that conversation, such as the classes they teach and the programs they're involved in, learning more about the alumni who are actively seeking faculty or campus engagement opportunities, and then exploring a list of alumni in the area within the field that they're interested in. Phase 2, framework for co-creating case study activity. First, in the initial contact, the faculty member could send a personalized email or correspondence with the alum. And in that email, the faculty can share course objectives and talk a little bit about the class and share a clear and concise collaboration proposal with the alumni. And then the faculty can ask if the alumni would be interested in coming in to the classroom and if they would like to have a meeting to talk about co-creating a case study together for that class and activity. To co-create material together, they can then select a modality and date. Typically, sharing that in advance can be helpful. And then they can draft collaborative materials together. Typically, the alumni will have ideas in mind for case studies based on their experience, and they often say they can draft that first draft and then share it with the faculty member. The faculty member can then edit it, add different pieces, course objectives, and make sure it's aligned with the material and curriculum for the day. And then it can be an iterative process that goes back and forth between the alumni for some edits and the faculty member. And then the pair can plan the class flow, who wants to talk when, who's going to do what, and that helps everyone understand their roles. And then it also is helpful to make sure that both the faculty member and the alumni are both adding to the conversation and sharing their expertise. And you want to be sure to share student details with the alumni, whether it's undergrad or graduate students, what major they're in, how many students are in the classroom, anything else you think they should know. Phase 3, implementation and debriefing. For the implementation phase, the faculty and alumni will meet prior to class, maybe 15 to 20 minutes before class, and introduce themselves in person if they hadn't met before. And the faculty member can answer any questions the alumni has and talk about any last minute things. The alumni then attends class and they do the activity together. At the end, it's great to capture a photo of the engagement that the alumni and faculty and students can share on LinkedIn or as a keepsake for the class. And then a follow-up meeting scheduled after the class is helpful to be able to debrief right away. And if not, then have something scheduled within the week. During debriefing, it's great to be able to ask the alumni for feedback about what went well, what could be improved, and their overall impression. And then other ways to evaluate the impact could be going over student reflections with them, looking at the participation rate, and so forth. It's a great time to express gratitude again for their participation and creation of the case study. It's a time to see if they want to do this again next semester, if it went well in your eyes, and if you'd like to collaborate again in the future. It's also a time to plan to see if they would like to engage in future engagements outside the classroom, such as a company visit or an executive engagement. And it's important to continue to nurture the relationship after the class ends. It's important to think about how to overcome hurdles to maximize success. There could be potential scheduling conflicts of two busy schedules, and so looking at schedules in advance, sending out the initial email prior to the beginning of the semester, and sharing several different dates could be helpful to avoid those conflicts. Also, think about content and vision alignment, so making sure that the activity, the co-creation of the case study, it all aligns with the vision of the class and the course objectives and outcomes. Think about balancing roles. So this is something where you're not just having an alumni or an alum come in and talk. This is creating an engaging experience where both the faculty and alumni are sharing their expertise. So think about asking the alumni what roles that they would like to do, taking charge of what roles the faculty would like to do, and balancing those so each person can share their expertise following the case study. Student engagement, we'll talk about that on the next slide, but thinking about how you're going to engage those students in the classroom. Sometimes there's budget constraints for alumni, so something to think about. They'll be able to let you know whether they can do it or not, but it's something to keep in the back of your mind. The advancement or development officer can help if there is an engagement that could be helpful for them. They might be able to help financially if needed. The preparation time, this is an added hurdle. It just takes more time than preparing the faculty's own class. It includes scheduling a meeting, emailing back and forth, preparing the material together, figuring out roles, having a follow-up meeting. So something to keep in mind. And then logistics. So often development can help with this. The advancement and development officer can often help with some logistical and administrative tasks that we can talk about in a few slides. So in order to enhance student participation in this alumni engagement, it's important to have points tied to the actual engagement to get students to show up in class and to have them engage. So it will look different to different faculty, but it may include attendance or participation points, in-class quiz, activity points, a graded reflection at the end of class, or perhaps extra credit for events outside of class hours. So working with a development director. Typically, when you're working with a development director, you want to have a mutually agreed upon involvement. And so that might mean CCing the confirmed dates to the development director. And the director, if the alumni is going to be on campus for maybe more than your class, they often can handle logistics such as coordinating meetings with key constituents, getting alumni to the classroom and to other engagements, parking, passes, lunch, breaks, and so forth. There are plenty of possible benefits for stakeholders for these co-creation of case study activities. For students, they're gaining real-world insight and diverse perspectives in the classroom. There could be potential networking and mentorship happening. It could lead to future engagements, so a company visit or an executive engagement. For faculty, it's helping to make sure that they have industry-relevant curriculum, and it also helps to strengthen the university and alumni relationship. For alumni, it's helping to build their brand. They are gaining new skills and that they haven't maybe developed before. They could think about talent recruitment and developing a pipeline for college students. And then personal growth. Maybe this helps them see that they want to work with students more in general, or they want to give in a different way, or that they may want to pursue a different career. Advancing learning through faculty and alumni collaboration. Students report higher motivation when they view case studies as relevant. Faculty have the opportunity to advance learning by co-creating active learning experiences with alumni by understanding and knowing how to access alumni, following a framework to develop cases with alumni, and following a roadmap for effective implementation and debriefing. Here is my contact information for anyone who would like to connect more about co-creating case studies with alumni.